Hey guys, how's it going? I hope everyone has been having a good day or night so far whenever you tune in and see this. So this is going to be a general reading for both Earth sign Capricorn and for air sign Aquarius. Both readings will be done separately but in the same video. And I will be providing timestamps for those people who are coming later and just want one versus the other. I also will be providing timestamps for the Aquarius part of the reading for before the shuffling and after the shuffling, again, for people who want to see the shuffling or for some people who don't necessarily have time or care for that. All right. So I will be providing that in the comments and the timestamps in the comments and in the description box below after this live is done. But yes, everyone is welcome, right? We all have Capricorn and Aquarius somewhere in our chart. And these are general readings meant for multiple people. So always keep that in mind. It can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, money, etc. All right. And they are both timeless readings. So that means they may resonate for some people during May 2023 or a couple months in the past or even a couple months in the future. And again, if the reading isn't your reading, never force it. Always check your other placements like your sun, moon, and rising. And if you don't know what that is, you can check out cafeastrology.com or other websites that you can just Google to get like a free birth chart. Even if you don't know your exact birth time, you can still get a lot of information about your birth chart, which is always really cool, or about someone else's birth chart that you're looking to into as well, if you have all their info. All right, so I've already taken your photo here, dear Capricorn, and I will be posting that after the live is done. I always like to take one photo of all the cards for each zodiac sign that I'm doing the reading for. And then I'll be posting it after. So if that's something you want to look into to see all the cards more up close in detail, or just even have it at a later date, after the live is done, you click in the description box below, and it just takes you to my Facebook page. All right. So anyway, with all that being said, this is a temporary setup, by the way. So I'm not at my place right now, but we're rolling with it, and it should only be, for this set of May readings. Okay, so just be patient with me if the background is different. All right. So let's go ahead now, though, and do some grounding to tap into the Capricorn energy, and also for us to, take a couple of deep breaths when we feel guided, if we feel guided, and just to kind of, again, tap in. And it's also a good chance for me not only to ground myself and for you guys, but it's a great way for me to make sure that the messages from Spirit for you guys are coming in clearly as possible, because I'm just a channeler, right? Or a conduit, as they say. Okay, so here we go. All right, and it will be a little bit loud for a few brief moments if you are sensitive. And this is for Capricorn. All right. Capricorn. Let's see what we have for you, Capricorn, coming up in May. All right. So first of all, also welcome to everybody who's new here, and welcome back to the other people who've been here before. Everybody's welcome and everybody is appreciated. So we're going to break down the first 4 cards on the top and the time frames of this events or things might be taking place. So nothing is set in stone as far as the time frames, right? They're kind of just general guidelines. All right, but this is the energy that we're picking up as of right now, right? So not necessarily anything is set in stone either as far as the cards go. You always have free will, right? But this is the energy that we're picking up right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about it. So for the first card, we were saying it could occur around May 1st through the 8th. Second card, maybe from around May 9th through the 15th. Third card, maybe from around May 16th through the 22nd. And fourth card, maybe from around May 23rd through May 31st. Okay. So let's go ahead now and call out your cards as well. You have the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position. You have the Eight of Staves, also known as Eight of Wands, in the right side up position. You have the Six of Sacred Circles, Six of Pentacles in the right side up position. And you have the Five of Swords in the right side up position. So we will talk about the other cards a little bit later where Spirit wants me to go over them. But yeah, let's see what we have here for you, Capricorn. I want to look at real quickly the other zodiac signs that are showing up here in your reading. It looks like you have two major arcanas. Okay. So it's not necessarily a good or bad thing. It's just something to note. One is in the current present energies as your first card, and one is in the past position. Okay. But we do have some Pisces energy with the Judgment card that's down here. And then with the Wheel of Fortune, we have Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus. So what does this mean? For some people, you could be dealing with a Scorpio, Libra, Aquarius, or Pisces, or it could reference an area in your chart or someone else's chart that has maybe some more clues or hints about what's going on. It could also be referencing Pisces season, Aquarius season, Scorpio season, Taurus season, Leo season of this year, of last year, or even next year. Or it means nothing at all, right? I just kind of like to say it in the beginning. All right. So let's keep going here and see what else we have. We also have, as far as your minor arcana goes here, Capricorn, we have two staves or two wands cards. We've got, two staves, two wands. We've got two swords and two pentacles. And then the rest are your majors and your oracle card at the end. Okay, so it's a little bit of a tie between those three, right? And what does this mean? It can be an underlying theme to your reading. So we've got staves or wands, right? Then we've got the swords and the pentacles. So the staves talk about in the tarot health, our physical body. The pentacles or sacred circles can talk about money or values, being valued. And the swords talk about our mental health. Is it in a good place? Is it in a not so good place? And that's our logical mind, crown chakra. Okay. So again, these are kind of things that we'll go into as we go through the reading, but it's just something to note as far as the majority of your minor arcana, what it is showing up here for you in your reading, Capricorn. All right, but let's go in order here. So we're going to start with your first card, the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position. And this is a really nice, beautiful energy here, Capricorn. When this shows up for you or for the other person you're coming to this reading for, or multiple people, general environment situation, it means that luck is on your side or their side. The wheel is now turning in your favor. Because it's the first card in your reading too, this could be energy that we're picking up from the recent past, kind of trickling into this reading as well, okay? But however it may come in for you, or again for the other person, this is a really nice for momentum, positive energy, progress card, okay? So that's a beautiful way to start off your reading here, and a great way to start off any new month, right? So we said this could occur around May 1st through the 8th, that first week or so of May. So that's really looking nice here for you, Capricorn. And as we move forward, or actually let's pause right here. I usually like to tell people, if there's something that you want to accomplish that's within your control in the month of May, let's look at what the best weeks that may be more beneficial to do those things, okay? So for me, what I'm thinking here intuitively is that the first 2 weeks or even 3 weeks of May is a really great time to do those things. Again, manifest things that are within your control or do things that are within your control. Looks like, a little bit of foreshadowing, right? We have in the 4th week towards the end of May, there's a little bit of slowdown of energy, energetic blockage, gentle reminder or challenge that I'll get into later where the energy is more slowed down. It's not necessarily bad, but it's slowed down. So the first 3 weeks, though, look like there's a lot of forward momentum and movement here. Okay, so again, if I said it even more in detail, I would say the 1st and the 3rd week look like the best, okay? But the first 3 weeks too. So again, that might be helpful for some people. But anyway, Capricorn, let's get back to your second card and second week. And here we have the 8 of Staves in that right side position. And we said this could be from around May 9th through the 15th or so. All right, but this is about some type of fast communication coming in that could be shocking or surprising. It could be a good communication or a bad communication, right? We don't necessarily know. We kind of know a little bit because the card that follows it looks pretty good. But this is just that general feeling, though, right, of something surprising or shocking coming in. Okay, so as these wands are flying through the air, they're startling these birds, and it kind of brings up that fight or flight response that we have in nature, right? So that's the surprising element or shocking element, okay, of this really fast communication coming in. Now, this could be a communication that you're going to give or someone's going to give to you, or it comes in general from your spirit guides, guardian angels, etc., right? But it's coming, okay? So let's keep going, though, and see what we have here for your 3rd week, Capricorn. We said this may be from around May 16th through the 22nd or so, right? We have now the 6 of Sacred Circles, also known as 6 of Pentacles. So here we have this really nice balance energy. It could be about finances, money, wealth, but it could also be about our values, or it could be about both of those things, right? So here we see, hopefully you can see with the lighting, there's like these little tiny mojo bags, is what it looks like, almost in the chakra colors, and they're going up the tree. So someone has tied them to the tree, okay? And then we see the full moon in the background, all right? And then we also see some kind of footprints, in the snow here. So this 6 of Sacred Circles energy is about paying it forward. It's about appreciating what we have and also sharing a little bit of it. So in other decks, sometimes you would see some kids or beggars by the road, and then someone who's in the position of the 6 of Sacred Circles or 6 of Pentacles is giving them one of their coins. So it's about paying it forward or charity. It doesn't necessarily have to be that you or the other person, multiple people, is giving away money, right? If you don't have money, right, to give away, we all, can have that position or be in that position. There's other things that you can give. You can give your time, you can give your knowledge, or you can just give your company to somebody that perhaps needs it, okay? So when this energy shows up here for you, Capricorn, it's a really grateful energy, and it is, again, like paying it forward. So not giving away everything, not giving away all your time or all your company or all your knowledge, but just a little bit, right? So just kind of tell the universe that you like what you've been getting so far here with, again, starting off with the Wheel of Fortune, then going to the 8 of Staves, and now here it's like, okay, I can give a little bit something back here. So that's always nice to do. Now, because this occurs in that 3rd week of May, that is when Mercury is going direct in the 2nd or 3rd week of May. Some people can feel it right away. Others, it takes some time, right? Because Mercury, once it stops going backwards, it's going to slowly pick up speed and go forwards again. So we have this full moon symbol in the background, right? We also have a full moon more in the 1st and 2nd week of May. The 1st week, actually, it's May 5th. Full moon in Scorpio. But it could be, those downloads, if we have any type of spiritual downloads, revelations, or insights during the full moon, or when those emotions or things can be running high, right? It can still kind of take some time to slowly come out of that, right? Whether it's good or bad, but it seems more on the good side here for you, Capricorn. But it can also be like this culmination energy with the full moon, like something, it's similar to the Wheel of Fortune, where it's like something feels like it's now your turn maybe to pay it forward with that 6 of Sacred Circles, right? So it's like the wheel's turning over here in the first week, but in the third week, even though it's not a wheel in the sky, it is still like this round circular object, right? And the moon does have its rotation, right? So yeah, it just feels like now it's kind of your turn, or it's now the other person's turn, or multiple people, general environment situations turn, or the energy is shifting to more being grateful, being thankful, and giving something back a little bit, okay? So either way, it feels really nice here for you, Capricorn. So let's keep going, though, and see what else we have here for you. All right. So now when we get to your fourth week, which we said could be from around May 23rd through the 31st, we have that little bit of energetic blockage, gentle reminder, or challenge that I kind of referenced to in the beginning of the reading. Okay, so now when we get to the end of May or even the beginning of June, the energy is going to slow down a little bit, okay? It doesn't completely stop per se, but kind of feels like it does, all right? So with this Five of Swords energy, there could have been a lot of competitive energy around you here, Capricorn, or around the other person. It could have really brought up some type of anxiety, overthinking, general worry, concerns, okay? But it also kind of brings up this feeling of somebody or something not enjoying enough or focusing enough on the present moment. So here we see this Japanese person, they were just in battle with two other people. We don't see those people, they've walked out of the card, but they've dropped their swords in the background. And here this person is picking up all the swords, right? So it's an overly defensive energy in, let's say, the way that we think, or it's an overly defensive energy in the way someone else thinks or in the environment, okay? Because it doesn't have to be that way, right? So if this person won the battle or the competition, right, whatever it is, they used one sword to win. So why do they need all these extra swords, right? And it's also like this person is looking over their shoulder, right? They're looking to the past, they're looking to the future, but they're not enough in that present moment, okay? So let's see what's underneath this card, okay? Because this is where Spirit put all the rest of the cards to give us more insight about why this card is showing up here for you, Capricorn. All right, so when we talk about what's underneath, this is past energy. So it could be from a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. Whatever the past is for you, since time is fluid and relative, right? But basically what we have here, and I'll put the other card that we're talking about it with, right? We have the Queen of Staves in the right side up position over here, beautiful Egyptian queen, right? And then we have the 10 of Sacred Circles or 10 of Pentacles is now in that reverse position, okay? So it looks like here that in the past, in some way, somebody or something was perhaps in a position of power or authority, or they carried a certain level of confidence. Perhaps you or them were in a better position health-wise in the physical body here, since it's a stave or wand, but it doesn't have to be. Or if it's not health-related, there could have been more passion and creativity and just getting fired up in the physical body in that past position. Now, when we pair it with the 10 of Sacred Circles in the reverse position, there's this feeling of a lack of abundance or a feeling of a lack of support in some way. It could be a lack of financial support in the past, or it could be just a lack of support, right? It could be really also related to our values. So if it's not financially a lack of support, it's a lack of support, I'm not being valued enough, or the other person is not being valued enough, or the general environment isn't conducive or valuable to me, right? Whatever it is here, okay? And we also would see that perhaps this affected some type of ending, new beginning in the past with that full moon in the reverse position, also because the card is a number 10 card, and that's the highest number in the tarot, right? So it looks like here, this is what's bringing up that Five of Swords energy here, Capricorn, right? So it's like all those things we just mentioned, and we also have these other two cards down here. So let's bring that all together, and then I'll summarize it and pull it together again, okay? So these are also past cards, okay? We're taking the top and the bottom from each tarot deck that I'm using here, 2 different decks, all right, to get more insight about why this Five of Swords is here. So this time we have in the past the Two of Swords in the reverse position and the Judgment card in the right side up position, Pisces energy, okay, over here, the Judgment card. So in the past here, Capricorn, somebody perhaps was doubly pushed or equally pushed to make some type of decision. The Two of Swords in the reverse position means normally, right, that someone's made some type of decision. They're coming out of mental confusion because now they've gotten more clarity to make a choice or decision. Also, Judgment card is a decision card as well, right? It's asking us, do I want to resurrect something from the past, or do I want to let it die? So in this deck, the Hermaic deck, the Judgment card is the traditional Judgment card in tarot. So we see an angel blowing a trumpet, right? People are rising up out of their graves, okay? So it's the metaphor. So do I want to be reborn, right? That's what we see in the card. You translate it to, do I want to resurrect this person, this thing, this philosophy, etc., or do I want to let it go? So it's when I said that in the past here, Capricorn, somebody or something, you yourself or someone else or the environment, is like doubly put pressure on here to make some type of decision. With the Two of Swords in reverse, it's like mental clarity is coming. Someone wants to make this decision, but then someone else or the energy is like, this is the final, this is the last judgment. It's not only the Judgment card, if you can see the wording at the top, it's the last judgment, right? It's the final one, right? This is when in the Bible they say if you were a good person, you would be resurrected, you go to heaven. What they also call this card in this deck is the spirit of the primal fire, okay? And we've got a whole bunch of symbols going on in here, but basically it's what we've already described, right? So do we want to go to heaven, or do we want to go to hell, right? Or do we want to be reborn? Lots of different questions, but they're all the metaphors in the tarot, okay? So if somebody felt pressured in the past here in certain ways, if they felt pressured and there was a lack of support either financially or they weren't feeling valued in some way, adding on the pressures, then that can definitely make sense of why this Five of Swords is in the right side up position, why someone's defensive, overly defensive is not necessary. It kind of makes sense, right? It could be overly defensive in their mental, right? So being quick-witted or having a sharp tongue, or just pushing people away, and because there is a lot of anxiety, worry, overthinking. Also could be overly competitive with themselves and or others, and just again not focusing enough on the present moment. Okay, so let's see though, because Capricorn, whatever this energy is here, as we know, right, nothing lasts forever and energy ebbs and flows, okay? We have to appreciate or understand the downs and the low point of energy to then appreciate the highs, right? So you start off kind of with the high here in your reading, Capricorn, and then it kind of dips down to a little bit more of a low. But it is always divine timing and here for some type of reason. But we're not done yet. So let's see what your confirmation card is going to say. Okay, so this tarot confirmation card is going to come in here and confirm all 4 cards, all 4 weeks that we just talked about. All right, and this time we have for you the Ace of Pentacles in the right side up position. Okay, so we've got Earth sign energy here. Speaking of energy and elemental energy, I believe you have a mixture of everything throughout your reading. Sometimes if you see that there's a certain element missing, that gives us even more insight. But you've got fire, earth, fire, air, a little bit of water. You don't have a whole lot of water here. What did I say? Scorpio over here, Pisces over here. So a little bit, but it's not their official cards, right? So maybe there is something going on where there could be more emotions brought into balance with the earth, right? With the fire and then the air. There could be maybe a little bit more emotions brought to the surface too. But let's go back to the Ace of Pentacles in the right side up position. So because it's following here, Capricorn, the 5 of Swords in the right side up position, it's like after you go through this 5 of Swords energy, or the other person does, multiple people, general environment situation, now we are going to have some type of ending, new beginning, and it's going to take slow. It's maybe going to take a slower speed. It's going to have a slower speed to it because it's Pentacles, Earth energy moves a little bit slower, but it is coming. And when it does come, it's more grounded and it has maybe a longer lasting quality to it, or is more stable because of the earth energy. So now again, we have this ending, new beginning. And it could also be that now the money is starting to be in a better position, or the finances are starting to be in a better position, or now it's like I'm being valued more. I'm valuing myself more and or others, right? Lots of different ways that it can go down. But it's really interesting the way that they do this card, right? This pentacle or coin, as we would call it, almost looks like a wheel, right? And you started off with the Wheel of Fortune. And then you had 2 cards also with the moon in it. So all these kind of circular wheel kind of shapes. Okay, so I feel that there is movement, okay, coming, and good things are on its way. There's just this little bit of point here in that 4th week, the end of May, beginning of June, where there needs to be a little, looking at those things that we already talked about. But then there's still other good things that can come after that, right? So that's really good to keep in mind and see, like, because when I do the tarot confirmation card, this is a combination of past and future energy. So it's confirming stuff, but it's also like, if you continue on this path so far as of the energy that we're reading today and the way that the cards are coming out, then this can still be possible as well, right? So that's nice. All right. So with that being said, though, here, Capricorn, let's look at your oracle card as well. So this one came out. I haven't seen this in a while. It's really beautiful. It looks like a woman, and she's kind of like has her hand on her shoulder, and there's this really pretty green butterfly. She's also holding some type of branch here. She's got green necklace on, so it makes me think of green, right? Growth, money, wealth, green money, all that stuff. All right, but the name of the card is New Birth, and it says guarded vigilantly. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit from the book here and kind of summarize it for you. But I feel that perfectly, before we even get to the book, would be that new growth, new promise of the Ace of Pentacles. right? It's talking about new growth, and it's got, right, the branches in there, the earth sign energy in there. And then over here in your confirmation card, what they call it in this Hermaic deck is the Lord of the root of the powers of earth. Okay? So that's really cool that those both came out like that. And Capricorn, or depending on if you're not a sun sign Capricorn, where you have Capricorn in your chart, you're an earth sign as well, right? So it's like getting back to that earth energy is really beautiful. But let's see exactly what else this deck has to say here for you for this time period or even beyond. All right, so new birth, guarded vigilantly. I can't say it, but you know what I'm saying, hopefully. Okay. It says, in every creative process and every birth and every opening of a new cycle of life, there is a time of vulnerability. This vulnerability is natural and appropriate. It is the fall learning to become steady on its legs. The what? It is the fowl learning to become steady on its legs. Okay, I guess they're saying bird, right? Okay. These legs will become remarkably powerful in time, but the process of growth and maturity has to take place first, and that requires some wobbly first attempts. It cannot be any other way. Within you, perhaps even below the level of your conscious awareness, there's a fresh new life emerging like a vibrant green shoot rising up from the earth, like right here, right? And all the other earth stuff we just talked about, all the roots, okay? It says this new life is in need of your attention and care. This could be a new relationship that needs tending with interest and kindness. It could be a new idea that you need to nurture into fullness because it is going to hold special purpose for your life path. It may be something within you, a new behavior, a new way of looking at yourself, or a new way of being in the world that you need to tend to until it becomes more natural for you to embody. Yes, that's beautiful. Let's see what else here. Summarize. Okay. So it says this oracle also brings particular guidance about keeping your inner sanctuary pure. This may be your room, a sacred place you visit, or your own body into which you retreat in relaxation and meditation. Sometimes you will find that others have taken up residence in your sanctuary, perhaps an argument that you cannot let go of, or perhaps another individual is living in your head. A suffering that has not been acknowledged or released can feel like a big old dirty suitcase of emotional baggage cluttering up the temple space of your heart. It is time to focus on purity, love, light, and compassion that dwells within you. Everything else will come and go, and that is just fine. But the purity within your sanctuary is eternal. You can come back to it to refresh your spirit and gain resources to help you deal with the rest of the world and even your own darker moments more anew. It will give you the peace and spaciousness of mind you need to recognize the new life and to compassionately but firmly denounce any intrusion upon that new life by doubt, fear, or sabotage. Yes. So that's really nicely said. Let's see what the little meditation is, right? So in this deck, they always kind of give you like a sentence or two of a meditation you can repeat if you feel guided. All right. So let's see what it says here. First, they want you to go into this other type of meditation we don't really have time to do, but I'll just read the quote here. Okay. It says, you may whisper this, and again, say it the following aloud whenever you feel guided. It says, in quotes, you are safe and you will grow strong and thrive through unconditional love, so be it. All right. So again, you are safe, you will grow strong and thrive through unconditional love, so be it. All right. That is beautiful, Capricorn. All right. And again, I just think it's so cool how you had all that earth imagery, throughout your reading. Okay. So that is your reading, Capricorn. And hopefully you got something from it. Again, I will be posting the one photo of all the cards here today after the live is done. If you want to check it out, all you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the instructions there on how to get it. But yeah, now we're going to kind of switch over to Aquarius, and we're at like 35 minutes. So I'm going to make a mental note later to put that in the timestamps. But yeah, let's go ahead and get these cards charged a little bit with the crystals before we do some nice shuffling here. Also wanted to say too, can't remember if I said it in the beginning or not. But yes, if you like this video and there's anything that you appreciate, if you feel free and you want to give it a thumbs up, or even if you didn't like the video and you want to give it a thumbs down, right? Both interactions are recorded by YouTube to help within YouTube's algorithms share this video more with other people. Okay, so that's why I always say it's a great free way to support the channel if you feel guided. So there you go. All right, so we're going to do a sound bell here to reground ourselves, to also cleanse the cards. It's a great way to clear the previous readings energy from the cards. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of incense as well because I like to do it, and it's another great way to clear the energy. All right. So let's do that real quickly here before I forget. Hopefully this will light for me. Sometimes these cones, sometimes these cones, sometimes these cones don't always want to stay lit. Okay. I'm like, I'm gonna get that word out. Cones. All right. It looks actually like it's catching pretty good. So let's clear the energy. Okay. Looks good, or feels good. Looks good and feels good. Okay. Just put that over there. All right, so let's do a quick little sound bell. Again, we're going to let go of anything that we've been holding on to in our bodies and etc. And it's a good time for me to ground myself again, for you guys too, if you feel guided. And also for me to hear the messages from spirit and from the spirits to give it more clearly to you guys as well. All right. So here we go. This time for Aquarius. All right. Aquarius. Yeah. Aquarius, the water bearer. I had to have some water. Yes, that's you. All right. That's why sometimes in my mind, even though you're air sign Aquarius, I always think of the water bearer, and then I'm like, wait, is it a water sign or is it air sign? Anyway, all right, guys, let's go ahead and do some shuffling here for Aquarius. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for air sign Aquarius, the water bearer for May 2023. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for air sign Aquarius, the water bearer for May 2023. What do they need to see? What does Aquarius need to know for their highest vibration and truth? Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Aquarius for May 2023. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Aquarius, May 2023. 4 cards only, please, spirits. Messages for Aquarius. Messages for Aquarius. What does Aquarius, the water bearer, need to see, need to know for May 2023? What does Aquarius need to see? What does Aquarius need to know for May 2023? 1 more card, please, spirits. Messages for Aquarius. Okay. So we're going to take the top and the bottom and shuffle our other deck. Just move these down here the way they came out. Right. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for water sign. Air sign Aquarius, the water bearer for May 2023. What do they need to see? What do they need to know for their highest good? 1 card only, please, spirits. Messages for Aquarius. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take, no, not all that. We're taking the top and the bottom. It was like, you want to take? You're going to take all of them. No, we can't. Okay. That over there. Shuffle our other deck. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for air sign Aquarius, the water bearer for May 2023. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? The highest vibration and good. 1 card only, please, spirits. Messages for Aquarius. All right. Here, I'm just going to open up to the page for later. Not too far. Is it 26? Oh, okay. Move that there. Now let's make sure and confirm with Spirit how they want to receive these cards to make sure I got it right. Maybe here. I'm not sure. We'll double check. Okay. Spirits and love and light, respect and reverence before, during, and after. Thank you for all advice, wisdom, guidance given, and thank you, of course, for listening. Spirit says you want the 2 of Swords in the reverse position to represent the 2nd tarot card for this Aquarius reading. Thank you. And spirits in love and light, did you want the 9 of Swords in the reverse position to represent the 3rd tarot card for this Aquarius reading? Thank you. Okay. And spirits, did you want the 6 of Cups in the reverse position to represent what's on top of this Ancestral Path tarot deck for this Aquarius reading? Thank you. All right. Spirits, did you want me to talk about the 6 of Cups in the reverse position and the 7 of Swords in the right side up position when I talk about the 2 of Swords in the reverse position? Thank you. And spirits and love and light, did you want me to talk about the 5 of Cups in the right side up position and the Princess of Cups in the right side up position when I talk about the 2 of Swords in the reverse position? Thank you. All right. And Spirit, just to confirm as well, did you want the relax the hold of darkness and be it cause oracle card for this Aquarius reading? Okay. So we've confirmed everything. We're going to take a quick picture and then we'll get started. All right. Thank you guys for being patient. We have to stand just because there's all this glare from the light. Again, this is not my usual setup. It's just for this set of readings. I'm not home right now, so bear with me. Okay. Okay, that's focused. I think it's good. Yep. All right. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. I know that's loud, so sorry. Okay. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Yes. Okay. Let's see what we have here for you, Aquarius. Let's talk about your first 4 cards on the top first. We'll announce them, and then we'll also talk about the time frame these things may occur. Okay, so we said that the first card can be from around May 1st through the 8th. Second card can be from around May 9th through the 15th. Third card can be from around May 16th through the 22nd. And fourth card can be from around May 23rd through the 31st. Okay, I'll say them again when we're on each card. They're not set in stone, the time frames, but it's just a general guideline. All right, so let's see what we have here for you, Aquarius. We have the Emperor card in the right side up position. We have the 2 of Swords in the reverse position, and the 9 of Swords in the reverse position. And then we have the Princess of Staves in the right side up position. Okay. We'll talk about the other cards when we get there because Spirit wants me to hold off on when we talk about them. All right. But let's see right off the bat here what other zodiac frequencies are showing up here in your reading. You've definitely got Aries, the Emperor card here as far as your major arcana. And it looks like you only have 1 major arcana. It's not necessarily a good or bad thing. We're just noting it, right? So for some of you guys, Aquarius, you could be dealing with an Aries, or you have a lot of Aries in your chart, or the other person does, or it could even be referencing Aries season of this year, of last year, of next year, or it could be an area in your chart or their chart where you can find more clues or hints about something, or it means nothing at all, but we like to mention it in the beginning, okay? Now, I believe Swords is your majority of your minor arcana here, but let's double check, right? So you've got 4 Swords cards. I'm sorry, 5. Yeah. No? Why did I do that? No, it is 4. Just kidding. Okay. 4 Swords cards. Let me turn this down. And we've got 1 Pentacle, 1 Wand or Stave, as they're known, and 2 Cups. All right. So anyway, the majority of the minor arcana is definitely those 4 Swords cards. Okay, so what does that mean? That can be an underlying theme to this reading. The Swords in the tarot talk about our logical mind, our crown chakra, right? It can also reference our mental health. So is my mental health in a good place and a not so good place? Okay, so those are just examples of questions. It doesn't necessarily have to be those questions, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into the reading here and see what we have here for you, Aquarius. All right. So we have the Emperor, Aries energy, showing up as your first card in your reading. This is a really nice energy to show up here in the beginning of your reading, or especially beginning of the month, right? Aries Emperor is a very commanding energy, someone who is in a position of authority or they have control over others in certain aspects, right? When we're talking about the higher vibrational frequency of Aries or Emperor energy, it would be leadership qualities, entrepreneur, that kind of thing, right? So this can be about a masculine, a man, or someone who displays a lot of masculine energy, because we all have masculine, even if we're not a man, right? But they display this masculine energy here, showing up in your reading. So this could be, again, you or someone else. It depends on what you're coming to this reading for. I think there's a fly in here. Ugh. Sorry, guys. Hopefully the incense will keep it away. I just saw something. I was like, is that a spirit or is that a fly? And I was like, oh, wait, no, that's a fly. Because you do see spirits out at the corner of your eye, or I tend to anyway. So, yeah, back to the Emperor, right? Aquarius. This energy can show up as an aspect of you or somebody else displaying these qualities, okay? Or if it's not a person, it could be the environment that you're in is feeling very dominant and centered and controlled in certain aspects, okay? Now, because it is your first card as well, this could be energy from the recent past that we're still picking up, okay? But when I first looked at it, and because of the rest of your cards in your reading, it feels really good here. It doesn't feel like too controlling or too overbearing. Excuse me, looking very confident here. Okay. He has the perspective to see things from a different viewpoint or vantage point as well. He's got this bird on top of his little ankh-like staff thing here. Okay, so the bird has that ability to see things from a larger perspective. So he does that as well. It helps him be a leader or a ruler or display this certain amount of confidence. All right. So we said that again could be from around May 1st through the 8th. Okay. So you had all those swords cards we talked about: air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You, right? You're an air sign, Aquarius. But then your reading starts off with fire and it ends with fire. And then you've got a little bit of earth, a little bit of water, but it's mainly the air sign energies that we're talking about. So when we're talking about fire sign energy, it's like our physical body, right? It's our passion, it's our creativity. So it could be that in the beginning of the month and the end of the month here, Aquarius, there is more physical activity or more passion or creativity around those times, okay? But let's keep going because we have a lot to talk about. All right, but good things, okay. So here, in the middle of your reading, Aquarius, oh wait, before we get here, let me say, when we go back to the beginning and end of your reading, both the Aries energy with the Emperor and the Princess of Staves, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, those look like the best times in this month for you. If there's something that you want to accomplish that's within your control and you're trying to figure out when to do it, something you want to manifest, it would be the first week or the last week of May. That's really how I'm seeing it, okay? Or if it's, God, it's fly. If it's not May and that you're looking at this reading a couple months in the future or even in the past, it could just be whatever time frame you're looking at. It's more in the beginning and the end, not necessarily in the middle, if that makes sense, okay? All right, so now let's go into your second card. This is a beautiful reversal. Okay, this is how you want to see this card. The Two of Swords in the reverse position. And we said this energy could be showing up around May 9th through the 15th. All right, but here somebody is letting go of anxiety, worry, overthinking, or mental confusion in the past, and now they're ready to make a decision. Before we see the back of this Japanese woman's head, and she's having a hard time making a decision. Her arms are crossed over her body with the swords, right? And so she's trying to integrate in the past. Oh my God, that fly. She's trying to integrate in the past her logical mind with the swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, with her emotions and her intuition, right? So sometimes in other decks, you would see that this woman would be blindfolded, right? So she's trying to tap into those other senses and make it all come together so she can make a decision. So when the Two of Swords shows up in the reverse position, somebody or some energy has made some type of decision, or they're letting go of any anxiety, worry, overthinking that prevented them before from moving forward in some way. All right, so let's delve dive and delve deeper into what's underneath this card. Okay, so this is all past energy back here, or underneath here. And this is going to give us more insight about why this Two of Swords shows up here for you in that reverse position, Aquarius. Okay, so we first start off with the Six of Cups in the reverse position and the Seven of Swords in the right side up position. Again, past energy that made it possible for the Two of Swords to show up here in the reverse position. So it looks like in the past, Aquarius, there could have been somebody that you used to deal with in the past, or childlike, or a childlike nostalgia about something in the past, that led to this more defensive energy, either in you or in the other person, multiple people, general environment situation. There could have been a little bit of gossiping energy in the past as well, but it doesn't have to necessarily be gossip. It's like this guy is at the carnival, right? And he won all these swords. He doesn't necessarily need all of them, so he could sell some of them or give some of them away. But there is a little bit of this gossipy kind of jealousy energy that this person maybe not enjoys. That's not the right way to say it. They are, well, maybe they do enjoy it, or maybe they did enjoy it in the past in some way. Or maybe they just thought that the more they had of the swords, whatever that represents for you, that it would stop the jealousy or the gossiping. Or it was just a distraction for themselves in general from any anxiety, worry, overthinking. So the more they had of something, or taking something that, again, could be shared with others or redistributed in some way, but it also feels like when I think of a carnival, I think of families and people, but I also think of kids, right? So is this person, or is this energy, excuse me, in my nose with the incense, was it a little childish, right, in the past? Because we do have the Six of Cups reversed. So it's like somebody started to maybe work on having a more adult-like viewpoint, or letting things go that were needed to stay in the past, or just becoming more of an adult in some way. Because on the other side here, Aquarius, you also have, sorry, I'm just trying to make the music up a little bit. It's super quiet. You also have underneath these cards more energy from the past. So down here we have Five of Swords right side up and Princess of Cups. So in the past too, well, let me do it like this. Somebody or something was being overly defensive with all the swords again, and not knowing when they've won, because they're not focusing enough on the present moment. That's the energy of the Five of Swords, right? So they're focused too much on the past or too much on the future, and they're not being in the here and now. And they're being, or they could have been, or you could have been, the other person, environment could have been a little bit overly competitive, overly defensive, again, with that past energy. But then this is finally when the good stuff starts to come in here, Aquarius. Because, sorry, my nose is driving me crazy. I'm like, do I have a tissue? I don't. That's okay. All of this feels more like the stuck energy of the past, but it made itself act like a conduit, because then you start to get that Princess of Cups in the past. And I feel that she's the one that kind of opened up and reversed this Two of Swords. So again, this is present current energies And this is past energy. All this down here is past that was underneath it that we just talked about. Okay, so now this Princess of Cups in the past was like, okay, we dealt with all that, or we're dealing with all that. How do we move forward? They call her in this deck the Princess of the Palace of the Floods. So, what do we think of when we think of water, cleansing energy, emotions? So, she's going to flood something out. We think of, sorry, there's the fly in here. We think of Noah in the Bible with the flood, right? All the different creation stories and different cosmologies and spiritualities that talk about floods, right? Again, clearing something away. Don't they always, not always, don't they also in farming use something where they like flood the land to clear it? I don't know what it's called or whether I just thought about that. But yeah, anyway, despite that, right? So this clearing energy started to show up here in the past. Somebody started to say, okay, well, why did I have this anxiety, worry, overthinking? Or why was I overly defensive or acting a little immature in some way? Or why was I not focused more on the present moment and being really competitive with myself and others? So then someone started to embrace their emotions with the Princess of Cups, right? She is the Princess of Cups, right? She's holding the cup that we drink water out of, and our bodies are 90% water. So now the emotions are starting to flow better here in the past. And this brings out, again, that Two of Swords, great reversal of how you want to see this card. So that's really good. All right. So let's keep going, though, because we have some other really nice things to talk about, Aquarius. So that also leads to your third card, another great reversal, another swords card. And we said this could be from around May 16th through the 22nd. Now you have the Nine of Swords reversed. Okay, so now it's like even more great clearing energy in that second and third week of May, where something is being cleared away, where before someone was stressed out, they couldn't sleep at night, they had all this anxiety, worry, overthinking. Now if the energy is starting to shift, or that person is letting that go, or you're letting that go, okay? So again, two great reversals here. You really don't have any energetic blockages, gentle reminder, or challenges in your reading, okay? All the stuff we talked about right here, that was in the past. And just explaining why we have all this good energy, okay? So someone did their homework here. And I've been saying this in all the readings, right? Mercury goes direct on May 14th, which is in the second week where you had your first reversal, and it stops when it goes direct from going backwards, and then it's going to slowly pick up speed. So if there was more mental confusion, anxiety, worry, definitely during Mercury retrograde, affecting communications, electronics, all that stuff, right? Now it's starting to pick up speed again. I mean, it was even in your first week. It was like this Emperor energy was really commanding and wanting focus on something and wanting control over something in a positive way. And then all this clearing happened. Beautiful. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, Aquarius, your fourth week, which we said could be from around May 23rd through May 31st. Now you have the Princess of Staves in the right side up position. Okay, again, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, you start with fire, you end with fire in your first main four. Okay, so this is an energy about being open to learning new things. It can talk about having good health or getting in a better position with your health, if that was something that was concerning you or the other person, etc. It could also be about getting passion and creativity back, right? But the really cool thing about this Princess of Staves or Princess of Wands is she's going to eventually become a queen. She's going to level up in some area of her life. It's in the foreground. It's in the not horizon, because horizon will be behind you, I guess. it's in her future. It's coming up, right? It's something that she's working towards. So there's something building here too, because you've got a king or emperor here, and then you've got a princess. So building more confidence, maybe becoming a leader eventually, or if you are already a leader, right? Because emperor came first, or you're already confident, then it's like an even extra added layer of confidence or more authority. Something here. All right. But also the really cool thing about this is through these changes, she's got her little doggy with her, right? So the dog represents loyalty with the support system. So through these changes of becoming in better health or getting better health, getting more passion, creativity within the physical body. What else did we say? All these things, right? There's this stabling energy. Maybe this doggy represents. We said you only have one earth card in your whole reading, right? Because you got fire, air, water. Only have one earth card over here we haven't talked about yet. So maybe this doggy, this loyalty energy, is the earth grounding energy. So throughout all these changes, maybe that's really going to help you, Aquarius, right? And of course, depending on where you have Aquarius in your chart, or if you're not a sun sign Aquarius, right? Grounding all the head energy, all the air is always a good thing for everybody. But yeah, this dog here feels really good. Now let's talk about your confirmation card. Okay, sorry, I'm like deep in thought. All right, so now we have your tarot confirmation card. This card's going to come in here and confirm all four cards at the top, all 4 weeks we talked about. It is a combination of past and future energy, okay? And you got the 3 of Pentacles in the right side up position, okay? And they call it in this deck, Lord of Material Work, okay? So earth sign energy, again, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, right? Not the particular card, but it's present. So this is a teamwork energy, right? When we talk about 3 of Pentacles, and because of all your other cards here, it doesn't feel like third party. It feels more like teamwork, okay? Building something, starting small. It's a 3 of Pentacles, but eventually it could lead to a 10 of Pentacles, the highest number, right, in tarot. So this feels really good here for you, Aquarius, especially because it's following that Princess of Staves, and it's that earth energy that I feel like you maybe will tap more into towards the end of May, beginning of June. That's really going to help you balance out just the rest of the stuff that's present here. You have 2 fires at the front and the end, all the air in the middle. If you think of air, the more you blow at a fire that you're trying to catch or get going, then it's gonna make it more fiery, right? A little bit of water, but mostly air and fire. And then this earth wants to come in and just balance it out. All right. Okay, Aquarius. Let's continue and talk about your little oracle card as well. So talking about more earth stuff here for you. Capricorn had it too. So if you feel guided, or if you already were here for the Capricorn part, maybe you want to watch the Capricorn reading as well. But we have the card here for you for this time period and even beyond is relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. And there's this woman standing on a tree trunk, and it almost looks like a beam of light. Like, beam me up, Scotty. Okay. But we've got all the green in the card, all the earth energy, the tree, right? So really cool. Let's see what it says here. We won't read everything, but we'll try to summarize as best we can. Okay. So it says, Dear Sacred Rebel, this moment in your life requires great courage. Fortunately, you possess that in bucket loads. You are being asked to allow yourself to be lifted out of one level of known reality and into the next level of high voltage reality. Higher voltage reality requires a more absolute truth and a heart that is surrendered into the greater heart of the universe, so that life can happen to us, through us, and with us more quickly, more radically, and more beautifully and more boldly. You are now being invited into this new reality where things happen quickly and according to bold, loving optimism. This is a reality not only of potential, but of manifestation of the great, big, cosmic yes. Okay, beautiful. Let's see what else here has to say. The I can't talk today. Let's see. The invitation, okay, the invite to shift gears and jump on board the express train of life will be exhilarating and perhaps also challenging. You are in the bold of darkness. You will feel pushed to turn away, to imagine that it's all too much, and to create excuses about how your desires aren't grounded enough. Grounded, remember? Yeah, air sign. But it says that you are being too flighty or too flaky, or that you're not living in the real world. That is fear talking. It's not truth. If the sacred rebel is not awakened, we will continue to live in a culture drenched in fear and distrust of nature. Those without awakened hearts don't yet understand what nature knows. She knows timing. She knows life and death. She knows the creative process. She knows. Sorry. Hermes. Right on time. So that I think that was. That was some thunder over here. So we're talking about the earth, and then it starts thundering. Guys, come here, honey. Come here. It's okay. Hermes. Yeah. It's okay. Okay. It's okay. Don't be scared. Come here, Hermes. We're almost done. Don't be scared. Come here. Come here. We're almost done. Okay. All right. So we were talking about what the earth knows, and then we had some lightning, and the earth was saying yes. So the earth knows the creative process. She just knows and can be tempted to support us, her own creations, and becoming all that we become. Okay. So there's also a little meditation here that we always kind of like to talk about with this deck. All right. So if you feel guided, you can say the following aloud anytime you want to tap into this energy. All right. So it says, I accept the offer of life so that I may truly live. Through unconditional love, I now invite and receive all assistance, intervention, protection, and inspiration so that I may leap into my next cycle of life. Held in the loving grace of wisdom, so be it. Okay, so I like that. It says, I accept the offer of life so that I may truly live. Through unconditional love, I now invite and receive all assistance, intervention, protection, and inspiration. Okay, so I like that. And I feel that you're already doing that, Aquarius. So Hermes says, don't be scared of the thunder and keep going on your way, right? Yes, you too, Clea. You both want to come up here? Okay. So they're both going to say goodbye. So thank you guys so much, as always, for your patience, for your energy, your likes, and your views. They're all great free ways to support the channel here. So if you feel guided and you want to give this a thumbs up or even a thumbs down, it does help circulate the video more on YouTube. So thank you if you feel guided. And if you want to share the video too on your social media or with friends or family, that also helps support my channel here. So I appreciate that too. And what else? If you want to subscribe and you haven't yet, you can hit the subscribe button, which I think it's on this side for you guys. So yes, thank you guys so much. Let me know in the comments down below too how these things may shape up for you, or if you just want to say hi or anything. I always read my comments. All right, so you guys take care, and we will be coming back tomorrow, or not tomorrow, probably Tuesday, maybe tomorrow, but more likely Tuesday. I'm pretty busy tomorrow. We'll finish out the rest of the signs. So we'll be doing Pisces and Aries. So Hermie says bye. Cleo says bye. All the animals say bye. See you guys later. All right. Bye. Cleo, no. Relax.